repeat everything one more time. Okay.
Hello, everybody.
Today is December the 8th, 2018, almost the end of the year. The topic
Yep.
is jealousy is never a healthy emotion. Team A is Sandeep, Pritam, Sharam, Flori, Jamie. Team B is Mary, Johnny, Sarah. Team C is Saif. So let's begin with, and please remember to keep your microphones muted unless you are speaking in order
Got
to
it.
give us the highest quality recording we can do. So let's start with you, Sandeep. Tell us why you chose Team A, please. Sandeep?
Yeah. So, sure.
Go ahead.
Hello. Yeah. So, there are two words like there is one word is jealousy and another one is competitive. Yeah, competitiveness. So first, I would like to define the word competitiveness as I understand. Competitiveness means competing with someone, either competing with oneself or with someone else, in order to get ahead of it. It could be in terms of prosperity. It could be in terms of any business, in any aspects, to compete with someone else to get ahead of it. That is what the word competitiveness. And and the word, but in competitiveness we don't have any feeling as such, like someone is ahead of us and we are feeling bad about it. Competition is just we want to get ahead of the other. We don't have any problem if he is ahead of us. I mean, we do not have any bad feelings. And then the jealousy is good for health, a healthy feeling. If jealousy is not, jealousy is not a way to get healthy feelings, because when we see someone else prospering, or in any aspect someone is greater than us, then we start feeling, when we have insecure feeling or we feel distressed, like someone is better than us, and we feel bad about it, and we all of a sudden we start thinking negatively, like he should not get, we start wishing that he should not get more prosperous, something bad should happen to him. That kind of feeling comes when we jealous to other fellow. So I believe we should not be jealous of someone else. Jealousy is not a good thing. It doesn't heal anyone's mind. It does not heal mentally. So one should not have feeling of jealous. It doesn't help us. And competitiveness is a separate thing, separate word that one may have, because when we are competing with someone else, we just try to get ahead of other fellow, but we don't feel bad about it because he is ahead of us. So these are two different words, and I believe competitiveness is a good thing, but jealousy is not good for healthy feelings. Yeah.
Okay, Sandeep.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, your connection is a little rough, but I think I wrote down a couple of notes here, so hopefully that's good. Okay, thank you, Sandeep. So let's go to Mary on Team B. Mary, tell us why you think you disagree with the topic.
Jealousy, as everything in the world, everything has two sides. So everything has its reason to exist. So jealousy also has the benefit and the negative sides, both sides. It depends on how you deal with it. Of course, if you always jealousy over something your partner does or your partner has done, it's not good. And it just now I said it depends on how you deal with it. Just like that. Let me make an example. If you do not care about your partner, probably you would not feel jealous. And if you do feel jealous, but deal with the jealousy a wrong way, it could make the relationship worse, and it's not good for your mental health, your physical health, your personal health. But if you show your feeling, let your partner know how you feel, she or he could understand you, and she can, if she cares about you, if she think what she has done is not good for you, of course, she will make you understand and to deal with the situation, and which are good for both of you to improve your relationship, to improve the situation, improve your life. No, I mean, nothing is perfect. Jealousy is no exception. Of course, most time we consider it a negative feeling, a negative emotion. But if you can deal it well, I think it could be better. If you use it as a tool to make your partner to understand you, I think it's positive. It's not negative. If you just want to manipulate your partner, I agree that is not good thing for both relationship and physical and emotional health. That's what I wanted to say. Thank you.
Very well done, Mary. Very, very well done. Great job. Okay, so let's go to, let me see, is Pritam still here? I have to scroll over. Yeah, Pritam's here. So Pritam, can you please tell us why you chose Team A?
Here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. Yes, we do.
If we feel that we can be motivated by jealousies, like it can cause us make feel us that we have done something ignominious act for the people, for the society, and for ourselves as well. For example, there is a competition of racing. There are two guys, and they have to go run for the to achieve something for a post, and they have they have given same time, they have given same track to run on, and maybe one player is strong than others, but so not too much strong, and one guy win the race and the other can feel jealousy, and feel that he cannot achieve the goal that he has achieved, other guy has achieved. So he can do the same, because but it will be unfair way to achieve the goal. The man has stressed, can go for unfair way, like for taking drugs or some. We have seen that in many games like cricket and racing and footballs. Many players have been kicked out by dope test. So I think it is a negative motivation to feel that you can get something, no motivation for jealousy. And other thing that if you feel if you're caught doing something, so you feel mentally illness, socially as well, and you can be punished by government or naturally law as well, because you seem something embarrassment whenever you have to go in society. You feel like you've done something wrong. And others saying that at least we are also responsible to make something feel jealousy, because we feel proud, we feel not proud, we show our arrogance to make other people frustrate. So instead doing all things, we should show respect, and we show consolation to the other person, that he can be opponent, not feel jealousy. And opponent and jealousy is different. Well, yeah, that's my thing.
Okay, thank you, Pritam. Thank you for saying that. Let's go to Johnny. Johnny, can you please tell us why you chose Team B? Johnny, are you here?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you now.
Okay, good. I want to say that hello.
Yeah, we're here.
Yes.
All right, I hear myself.
You enjoy your voice. That's why you hear yourself.
No, I mean somebody has.
Of course, I know. I understand you.
If everybody can mute their mics.
Let me try mine.
All right, so I would say that jealousy sometimes is healthy. And I will begin speaking about romantic relationships, and then I will speak about other kind of relationships. When I am in a relationship with somebody, and suppose I do something that probably would cause jealousy on the other person, but it doesn't. Suppose that I'm talking on the phone with another woman, if I am with a woman, and let's suppose that she doesn't feel jealous, or I do something that perhaps some other woman would feel jealous, but she doesn't. And there will be a point where I will feel that she wouldn't care what I do. She wouldn't care about me. I will feel that I could be with any other woman and she will never feel jealous, and that would make me feel that she doesn't care. She doesn't care what I do or with who I talk to. It would make me feel that she doesn't love me, or she doesn't feel a strong feeling for me. For her, it's just, irrelevant with who I talk or what I do. So I will feel not that much appreciated if that happens. I would appreciate if she shows some sign of jealousy, and that would make me feel a little bit more appreciated. That will make me feel good. And I will feel that we have a good future. There's something strong between us. But I will not argue the same if that jealousy is extreme. But we don't speak about degrees of jealousy here. We just speak about jealousy itself. A little bit of it, I think, is healthy. Too much of it is not healthy. In moderation, it could be something good. It could help your relationship if you know how to handle it. Now, if I speak about other kind of relationships, like, for example, friendship or in a working environment, there is the two sides of the coin. One is when you feel jealous about somebody, or when somebody feels jealous about you. So when you feel jealousy about someone, I think that could be healthy if you act upon it. It means if you try to not feel it that way, but not just erasing that feeling from your mind, from your heart, but actually trying to improve yourself, trying to do something better, trying to feel comfortable with what you're doing, so that no matter what other people are doing, you will feel good with yourself. You wouldn't have the need to feel jealousy. So in that sense, it could help you improve whatever you're doing. Maybe it is the way that you see things. Maybe it's the way that you work, the way you do your job. It could help you improve yourself. Now, if somebody feels jealous about you, the other side of the coin, again, if it is moderated, that will also make me feel good if somebody feels jealous about me, because that would make me feel that I am doing a good job. I am doing my job so good, so well, that, that causes jealousy. And again, if it's something makes me feel good, I don't see why that is something harmful. So in that sense, for me, it's healthy. It's making me feel happy. So I'm not arguing about or for extreme jealousy, because I said before that's not what I'm arguing for. I'm just arguing about the feeling itself. If it's moderated, it could help you. It could make you feel. It could make you do things better. It could help your relationship. So I think sometimes it could be something good. That's it.
Okay, thank you, Johnny. Very well said. So let's.
Richard.
Yes.
So may I put some of the points like what Johnny said?
No, you can, well, no, not now. We're going to go through everybody.
Okay.
You guys will be
Okay.
allowed, what we'll do, Sandeep, at the end of the debate, we'll allow each team to ask a question, to the other team. So if you have something you want to say in response to Johnny, we'll do that at the end of the debate, okay? Already? We'll give you a chance to say
Okay.
what you
Thank
think.
you.
Okay, no, you're welcome. So let's go to Sharam. Sharam, you chose Team A. Why did you choose Team A?
Well, actually, as usual, this statement is very controversial, and there is no certain standpoint towards this. We cannot say that 100% jealousy is a bad thing or is a good thing, but I thought that in this case, maybe bad consequences of this feeling is prevailing, and it's natural. At first, we can say it's natural. So we need to be respectful towards this natural feeling that everyone has. But the thing is, this feeling comes out of fear of loss and insecurity. So just to I think that we need to be very logic when we come across to such feelings. Like if we are in a relation and we think that our partner is betraying us, or we feel that she or he is trying to find someone else, or we are about to lose them. I think that based on logic and setting our mind, we can moderate this feeling in a constructive way. And like we can say, we try to do our best to maintain our healthy relationship. But in the case that we are not successful in this matter, so personally, I don't care if I've tried to do my best and my partner is, or someone else is trying to ditch my partner, whatever. So I don't care, because we can say she doesn't deserve me. Because of that, he decided to leave me, and I lost her. And if really, it's something that is mutual. A relationship is something mutual, and if we were happy in a relation, so we could maintain a healthy relation, and we could go along. But in the case that one of the two sides is not happy in the relation or is not satisfied, so it's natural to choose another way. And of course, that if there is such a feeling in one of the partners, it's not easy to change it. It's a feeling, and you have tried to do your best to cope with that feeling and to manage your relationship. But if it's not something that it doesn't work, so we can say that it's okay. We did our best and we couldn't go along. So maybe next time another opportunity, or yeah. This is my viewpoint about jealousy.
Okay. Thank you, Shadam. Thank you. So now we're going to go back to Team B, and we're going to listen to Sarah. So Sarah, can you tell us why you chose Team B?
Oh, of course. The Team A would say that jealousy would never be a healthy emotion. The key word here, I think, is never. I would say all people have this emotion during their life, and almost all of us possess. Of course, it has some bad impacts, and like it can lead us to sadness, anger, misunderstanding, and so on. And but it's a natural emotion. Sorry?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay. It's a natural emotion, and it will be dangerous if you overreact about it. It's exactly same as any other natural and normal emotion that needs to be kept in a normal level. You know, for example, the emotion of being hungry. If you eat a lot, of course, you will face blood sugar, blood pressure, and so on, and lots of other problems. But if you don't eat and if you don't pay attention to this natural emotion, you will face some other problems as well. So there are some reasons why I considered jealousy as a good thing. You know, first of all, it will be a warning sign that sometimes that something is wrong. You know, when I feel I'm jealous, especially in a relationship, it means that not always, but in some cases, something is wrong. Something with my partner is wrong, and I have to pay more attention to it. On the other hand, it's a good motivation. It can, for example, if I feel again in a relationship that something is wrong, it's a good motivation for me to increase, to try more and to fix some problems if there is any problem, and to stop all the problems before our relationship totally gone, you know. And at the end, I would say that a little bit of friction is good. It's really good. So I would consider it as a good thing if you control it and you act on it with positive thoughts, same as any other natural emotion. It's not always good, but in some cases, it can lead us to some good points if we control it, if we know how to react when we feel jealous. But still, I don't consider it as a really bad thing forever. Yeah, that's what I think.
Okay, very well said. Very well said, Sarah. Good job.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay, so let's go now to Flory. Flory, can you tell us why you chose Team A, please?
Yeah, jealousy is a normal feeling, but I'm not agree. Studies show that 1 person in 3 is jealous. When we talk about jealousy, we talk about 3 different things. First of all, we talk about jealousy as about certain type of behavior, a kind of competitiveness with rival, real or imaginary, and a second, jealousy is a kind of thought, a kind of desire for exclusivity in relationships. And third, jealousy as emotion, in fact, a combination of emotions, a combination that includes fear, anger, and anxiety, anxiety. Psychologist Gaspar Giorgi explains some people can develop a real obsession and a real paranoia to check the partner's phone, Facebook, email address, control everything. Those who face jealousy have low self-esteem, emotional instability, feelings of insecurity, and possessiveness, addiction to the partner, feelings of inadequacy in the relationship, the fear the person is not good enough for the partner. But through correct communication, the jealous partner can find that his emotions do not have a real basis. Excessive jealousy is unhealthy and destructive in all relationship. Many times violence and crime I read in 2017 there were over 20,000 victims of violence, 84 deaths, over 3,000 protection orders. I talk about my country, so let's say the name Maria, a girl meet a boy. She fell in love with this boy, and after a while they got married, and then her nightmare began. She found out how jealous is her husband, a malicious jealousy. He began control everything, where she goes, with who she talk, what she wear, everything. And that's where violence has come. Maria made many complaints to the police, but because no one has done anything, he has taken more courage, her husband. They threatened Maria, he will destroy her after we killing her. And that's Maria. Are tens of thousands of people living in fear and depression, who have been silenced for years in a state of helplessness. Jealousy is not limited to romantic relationship. It can also appear among the brothers who compete for parental attention, or between friends, said the psychotherapist Erna Constantin. To get rid of jealousy, you have to follow some steps, like find out what make you happy. Be fine to stay alone. Recognize your strengths. Logic first of all. Think positive, forget about his or her past, find things to do or hobbies, do not be addicted to anyone, talk to him and her about what makes you feel insecure, do not isolate yourself in the toxic relationship. The form of jealousy and its degree of intensity are cultural conditioned. Cultural rules often decide when, if so, how do we have to suffer from jealousy. There are values that should be taught in the family, in childhood, and children should learn how to respect others. If we educate children properly, they will not have feelings of envy or selfishness against anyone in their hearts. This is my opinion. Thank you to listen.
Okay, thank you, Flori. You should send us that article that you were reading from. I would like to take a look at it.
Isn't from more articles.
Oh, okay.
This is from more articles.
Okay,
yes.
okay. So thank you. Interesting. Okay, so Team A, we have one more person. Then we're going to go to our judge. So and then we'll open it up for discussion. So Jamie, tell us.
Yes, Rick. I'll be happy to.
Why you chose Team A? Yes.
Well, jealousy is never a good thing, and in the past, I mean, if I've heard of guys who got dumped by their boyfriends, stalking the other guy.
Hang on one second. Samaya, can you mute your microphone, please? Samaya, okay, thank you. Go ahead, Jamie.
Stalking the other guy and sometimes even killing them. So that's never a good thing. And envy, we would be envious of some people for something, but we should be satisfied with what we got and try to live with it. So we can find my father's out. Anyway, we try to live with what we have. Jealousy and envy are two very unhealthy things. If we focus on them, we might cause us stress, and we end up getting high blood pressure and dying early. And jealousy could get you in jail if you act on it and try to go after somebody that's done you wrong. If you're in a relationship and your partner dumped you for another one, try and move on and try to before you take drastic measures. Try to talk calmly with them and ask them, what you did wrong and why they don't love you. Oh, don't say why they don't love each other. Try and accept that they don't love you anymore. And envy. Just be happy with what you have, and don't try to get anything. Don't try to get anything higher because it might not be attainable. So those are my views on jealousy and envy, and I definitely think they're both negative and they don't belong, and they could kill you. And I think they definitely don't belong in your life because no one likes a jealous person. No one likes an envious person. You would definitely be a papa if you keep being jealous all your life. So that's what I think. End quote.
Okay, thank you, Jamie. So we're going to go ahead before we go to Safe as the judge and make a decision, and then after that we'll go ahead and we'll allow others that joined us to also give their view on this specific topic. So I think let me see, is Sandeep still here? Yes. So Sandeep,
Richard,
you had a question for team B? Yeah.
Yes, I had my points. I got a 2 to 3 points. So, Johnny said, Johnny gave an example of relationship. For example, if he has, a girlfriend, a woman, whoever it may be. So, and if he's with someone else, the girlfriend might feel jealous of, as he said. And then that will make Johnny to think like, am I doing anything wrong? And then it will help him to get better. Like in this example, the girl is not jealous of.
Wait, hang on, Sandeep. So what we do, let me, I want to be clear. So at the end, we allow that time, not for you to repeat what you already said. It's for you to ask a question. If you had a question for something that the other team said, you're allowed to ask a question in order for us to clarify. Now, you can phrase your question in such a way to get more information, okay?
Okay, Richard, I have a question.
Try my best.
Okay, well,
our friend.
Yeah.
I have a question.
So my first question is, a girl is not jealous of Johnny. She is upset of Johnny. So there are two different things, like being jealous and being upset. So that Johnny may clarify. Another point is about, as it is said, like it is a natural feeling. The jealousy is a natural feeling. And not the case. And the question is, for example, hungerness is natural because this is the need of body. But being jealousy is not the need of body, not the need of mind. Like a child, whose child is age 10, the feeling of jealous. He don't know about jealous. If he sees other child is playing with toy, he will want that too, but he will never feel like, oh, that fellow is having which is not, that fellow should not have. So the point is, she may need to clarify, is hunger is jealousy is a natural feeling.
Time out.
So that's the another question.
Okay, wait, time out. Okay,
I think I have less time. So,
so you have to do this logically. If you want him to answer a question, you need to be able to give him a simple question and he will give you a simple response. Then if you have another question, you need to give him another question in a simple way, because otherwise he's not going to be able to answer any questions you give. Okay? Okay?
Yeah, this is the trial.
So I did not know about this. So I heard everyone and I wrote it. I make a point where I feel that this is, I for in argument, so I thought to put it. So these are not the question the arguments which has been given by the team B. So I thought to give opposite answer to them.
Okay. So yeah. Okay. So listen. Yeah. Okay. So let's be really clear. I want to make sure I'm really clear about this, because I don't want to seem like a bad guy. Okay. But let me really be. The only way this works is if we keep it organized, we keep it functional, meaning that it works, and that we have some kind of process or approach we follow. Okay. Because again, sometimes people's connections are not good. It's hard to hear them. Jamie, can you please mute your microphone?
Yep.
So that's why we follow these certain standards, is in order to make sure we can have the highest quality session we can. Okay, so that's just one point. Nothing, Sandeep, for you and some other people, maybe you don't join us very often, so you don't know these rules, and that's fine. I understand. That's why I'm explaining it. Okay. So I want to make sure that you guys understand. And the reason we do that, Sandeep, is for each team to have the opportunity to question something the other team did, or not did, but said. Okay? So that's the reason we follow that approach. And again, I welcome all of you to participate when we do this on Saturdays, because this is similar to a way that an actual debate occurs. Okay? So why don't we go ahead, because I don't want to run out of time. We lost our judge. That's another thing that, I'll be blunt, irritates me. Okay, all right.
So, Richard, you can be a judge.
No, you know what? I'm not into the judging business anymore. Okay, but anyway, so no, Sandeep, don't worry about it. Sandeep, don't worry about it. I don't think you've joined us in a long time, so don't worry about it. No,
yeah.
Your points are a very good point. No, you didn't spoil any mood. Okay, no, you have a really good point. You bring up some really good points, Sandeep. But Shoram, you had a simple question. I think you wanted to ask Team A, right? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Team B,
actually,
right?
Jamie, you are in Team A, right?
Yeah, he's in the same team that you're in.
Yeah, same thing. So I have a question for my teammate, just to make our statement clear, because
Wait, it's supposed to ask the other team. Shut up, not me.
Well, actually, because you're explaining something, and maybe the other side or the judge would think that you don't see all aspects of the discourse, whatever. Because of that, I want you to make it clear for audience that what's your opinion about the other positive side of the jealousy. Like you said, let me finish. Okay, so
yeah, I've heard of people, guys, especially guys, who get dumped by their girlfriends, who become stalkers. So they either go out and harm their girlfriend, or actually go out and kill them. I've heard of many guys who have killed their girlfriends over jealousy. And being envious is even worse. Being envious means something that you want, something that someone else has. But if there is a way that you can get, you can find another way to get something similar, you should go that way. you should, as they say, play the cards that you were dealt. Try and deal with your problem. No one gets killed, and so I'll live happily ever after. So to see.
So, Jamie, I say that jealousy has also good and positive consequences. Like someone who is a jealous person, they would be very caring and paying attention to their partners and their positions.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on that? Yeah. Do you agree?
A jealous person would be like very overprotective of the other partner. They wouldn't want anybody else near them. It's sort of like having a bottom, like having a very the partner. The partner wouldn't let the other partner breathe. They'd be watching their every move. They'd be checking their cell phones, their messages. That's not a partner. That's a stalker.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Richard.
No, you're welcome. I'm going to say that this is one of the first times we actually had a team asking questions of the same team, but that's okay. I guess anything's possible. Okay.
Yeah. First time for everything.
Okay. Not so sure what to make of that. Okay, go ahead, Johnny. You had questions for Team A. Go ahead. But we have to make them quick because we still have a lot of other people to get through.
Yes. Okay. One's for Sarah. The other one is for Jamie.
Okay.
For Sarah, I don't know if she's still here. Is she?
Yeah, she's here. Uh-huh.
Yes, I'm here.
I heard something that drew my attention. Something you said that when you feel jealous, it means something's wrong. You feel something's wrong. Mm-hmm. So this is what I want to ask. If you feel that something's wrong, does that mean something is in fact wrong? Does it make it a fact?
No, it's not a fact. It's not a proof that something is definitely wrong, but it can lead me to think more. It's kind of motivation to think more, to know how to react in this situation. For example, imagine I'm going to talk about a relationship. I have a partner and I feel jealous about him having a kind of, fun time with another girl. Then if I'm jealous, it means that something is wrong. For me, sometimes it's not a proof, but maybe something is wrong. So I have to think more. I have to learn how can I have that fun time with my partner too. So it can make my relationship better, not worse. Sometimes jealousy is not good, but sometimes it's really good. As I wrote, jealousy itself is not the problem. The way how we deal with is the main problem. If I feel jealous, then I start asking questions again and again and again, and being angry and don't listen to my partner, then that will be a big problem. But if I feel jealous and try to find the real solution and the real result, then it can be a good thing. And on the other hand, I would say that I'm in the group B. Do you know that?
Sure.
Sure. Yeah. You guys are on the same team, but okay, go ahead.
Sure.
Go ahead, Johnny. So you also have a question for Jamie?
Yes, Jamie.
Okay.
You spoke about cases where people felt extreme jealousy. But what about when it is a small and moderate, like the case that I explained? If you say that it is never a healthy emotion, then why does it make people feel good sometimes or help them grow professionally sometimes? If it is always something bad?
Well, okay, there's some cases where it could be jealous. Jealous could be positive.
Thank you. That's all I want to hear.
Oh my gosh!
Thank you.
Yeah, you started me in there, Johnny. You started me in. God.
That's it.
Okay.
That's all I wanted to hear.
All right. So I heard enough. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm the judge now because guess what? We lost Safe. Okay. So Safe's back, but he didn't hear that part. Okay, Safe, you forfeit your thing. I'm gonna make the decision.
Forfeit your position. Sorry, Safe.
So actually, Safe, are you here? He didn't hear that last part. He didn't. Safe, are you here?
The judge is back, you mean?
Yeah,
Say
but the
that?
judge that wasn't here, that didn't hear the last arguments, is back. So I'm not sure if he's qualified to be a judge anymore. Okay.
No, he's not eligible to be a judge. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me tell you, I will be the judge again, and oh boy, you guys make this really tough. Well, actually, this isn't that hard because I'll tell you right now that Team B won. Okay. Let me tell you why I chose Team B, though. It's important to know why I chose Team B. It wasn't the point. I don't think it wasn't the point that Team A didn't have some good arguments, but Team B had better arguments. Something Flory mentioned, for example, in Team A, she cited some statistics, which is important, and showing statistics is very important. However, as important as those statistics are, there are levels, and this is something Johnny was trying to bring up as well. There are levels, and I think Sarah and Mary as well. Levels are grades of jealousy that, if they get to the extreme and they are not managed, they are not controlled, they can lead to very dangerous consequences like domestic abuse, just many things, okay? Many negative things, okay? That the argument that Team B went far, other than Flory, because Flory did a detailed description of her idea, but Team B really brought it home, I think, with the detail they approach, and they try to say that jealousy itself is not the issue; it's how you manage it. Because their words are, I believe, it's a natural human emotion. It's something natural. So, it's something that we have to learn how to manage. And we can't, say that it's when in moderation that it's a bad thing. Okay. It's a human thing. So Team B, I thought, did a better job. And the part that probably sealed it for me, I was leaning towards Team B, but I hadn't made up my mind until Johnny, that very last question, because I was also curious why you asked your own team member a question. So it's like I was curious with Team A. Team A did that. Team B did it. I thought that was interesting. Unless you're trying to illustrate a point,
yeah,
or highlight a point. But that question to Jamie is what sealed the deal, okay? Because you got him to agree that it's not always.
First time he's ever done that. So yeah.
So
good job, Johnny. Good job.
So you got him to turn against his team's position, okay? So there is mutiny in Team A, okay? You guys are not on the same page.
I got snookered, Rick. I got snookered. Thank you, Johnny.
You guys are not on the same page, okay? What?
Well, I was going to get you something, Johnny, but oh well. Sorry.
So that was so anyway.
Dirty trick.
Both teams did a good job, but I think that, again, it's not about whether I agree with the topic or disagree, or that any judge should agree or disagree. That's a individual thing. But it's how the two teams conducted the debate. Which team, cited more examples, were able to better illustrate, use metaphors, use anecdotes, whatever it is. And I thought that Team B did a better job in this case than Team A. I thought they did. Okay, that's my opinion. Okay.
So congratulations, Team B.
So and it was interesting that. So anyway, that's where I stand. So thank you for joining. And Safe, are you here, Safe? Now that I did your job for you, huh? Safe, are you here? Oh my gosh, guys. Okay, so we have quite a few more people that haven't had the chance to speak up. We have Hiroki has not spoken about this topic. We have had Soso has not spoken. Mila has not spoken. Maddie has not spoken. Alareza has not spoken. Let me see. Aman has not spoken. Let me see. We lost Rashid. So we have a lot of people that.
No, Rashid's here. Rashid's here.
Yeah. Okay. So why don't we go ahead and let's go to Hiroki. I've got to step away for a few minutes. Serge is also here, so hey, Serge. And my dog's
here,
dog. So
your dog. Your dog is saying hi.
So let me see. Johnny, did you have to take off right this minute, or you got 5 or 10 minutes?
I have 5.
Jealous.
Okay, so Johnny, can you go ahead and run it for a few minutes? And if I know you have to go soon, but we also have Mila and Jamie here as well. So I'll be back in just a few minutes. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay,
Sure. Okay. Anybody who didn't speak want to volunteer?
Go to Haruki first. Haruki.
Can he speak?
Can you speak, Haruki? Go ahead.
Maybe he fell asleep.
No, he didn't.
Well, it's too late there.
No, it's not. He did it.
And Halil, are you there?
Going once, going twice.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm here. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Sorry, I can't speak. I'm a little bit ill. That's why.
Oh. All right. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you get better soon.
Thank you.
All right. So let's see who else we have. So you have been here listening to us. Is there anything you would like to say?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Johnny. Hi, everyone.
Hi there.
Yes. Yeah, I've heard you. And it's really tricky because when you bring topic jealousy, some people address it always to negative, like a negative emotion. And of course, to any emotion we have extreme and we have so the topic is about jealousy is never, I think, never healthy, something like this. Yeah, jealousy is never a healthy emotion. Well, it is emotion, whether it is healthy or not, it is. And I don't know why they call it healthy or not, as long as it's part of our human nature. So can we create a human being without jealousy? Because jealousy is when you fear to lose something or someone. Can we take that emotion off from us? And if we do that, can we call ourselves as a human? Can we see ourselves without fear to lose something? Because we want to protect something that we have. We don't want to lose it. We like to possess things. So the questions that I'm asking, can we stop possessing things, stop having things, stop protecting things? Can we do that? I don't think that we can. But I think it's healthy to have this emotion as a human being. This is the question that I'm asking. A person who doesn't have jealousy in himself, I don't think that he's a human for me. Just a little bit, just even a little bit. Yeah, that's what I can add. Other than that, everyone has done a great job. Yeah.
Okay. Does anybody want to answer her question? And I have a question for you, Cesar, too.
Okay, go ahead.
First, I would like to see if anybody would like to answer your question. Somebody? Anybody?
I just came back. May I ask you to repeat the question? Sorry.
She asked if we can remove or eliminate people's feelings, whether it is jealousy, envy, or any other feelings. She says that jealousy is an emotion, and human beings are composed of emotions. And whether it is healthy or not is another issue, but it is part of, human beings. So
I get it.
Can we remove it?
Yes, we can. Partly, maybe. I think yes, we can. There are lots of psychological practices which can help us to control and to eliminate feelings. It's just like exercise. So if you'd like to master your feelings, you can do it. And we have only two maybe situations. One situation we master our feelings, or we are a slave for our feelings. It just depends on us what role we'd like to play. So there is no middle side, it seems to me.
But controlling, though, is not the same as removing it from ever existing in the first place. Controlling is just how to deal with it, which is another thing that somebody else said before. But what she was asking, if we can have human beings without feeling jealousy ever from the beginning.
Yes, I think we can. Anyway, we can. Because yesterday I told this feeling we have because we like to have something, we like to take something, somebody's attention, somebody's love, or someone's possession, right? But if we switch our personality and switch our behavior to a situation when we'd like to give more than we'd like to take, it helped to remove some some feelings that can just not help us to give.
But I think the opposite.
Just give more than you take, and it's very helpful. So it's my experience. Thank you.
All right.
But I think we cannot remove a part of ourselves, the feelings, I mean. We can contain them, suppress them, but we cannot ever remove them. And if we contain them too much, it would become a kind of sickness for us, as if we let them all go. So we need to keep them in moderate, and they're a part of us, and they're needed for us. Otherwise, they wouldn't be created in us. That's what I think.
Yeah, but jealousy, maybe it's a feeling of it's like a combination of different kind of feelings, right?
Right.
And it's not only like feeling that you'd like to, I don't know, to take everything, but when let's talk about romantic relationships. It's more easily maybe when he or she, right, started, I don't know, like another person. We feel pain and we feel fear, and we feel that our relationships they stopped, and we cannot give, right, our love, because it is not needed anymore, maybe, right? So, and it depends what kind of, in this combination, what feelings we'd like to remove. Some of them we cannot remove, but some of them we can. It's not a pure feeling, jealous. It's not a pure feeling. It's a combination.
Yeah, it's mostly doubts, I think, in my point of view. Jealousy is a kind of doubt about yourself or your partner. When we're talking about two couple partner things, it's a doubt, and I think doubt is I've heard it before, that doubt is a good bridge. But it's not a way to. It's not where to stay. If you pass from this bridge, you can get to the shore. So you would need it sometimes. It could be an alarm for you if something is suspicious. It's like suspicion sometimes, and sometimes it's just a doubt, and it can make you to think about it and reassure yourself that the relationship you have is healthy.
Okay.
All right.
And there are another things about jealousy that could be good. It could be a motivation. It could be a motivation.
Yes,
it could be
true.
Sometimes there are two people that have interest in each other, but they don't have the courage to talk with each other, talk about their feelings. But sometimes this jealousy would come to help them, and they can. Okay. They can go ahead.
Understand what they feel. Yes. Yes. It's like a challenge that makes better, stronger, and can make, right? But it's again up to us.
I'll take over for you, Johnny.
So Johnny left us. Oh.
Yeah. Anyone else have any comments? Hiroki said unsafe. Ludmila, anybody else who didn't go?
Anybody else?
Hi, Hiroki.
I go. Okay.
Go ahead, Hiroki.
Yeah. I can say the topic is, I think, health, the jealousy is a natural feeling sometimes happens to human's mind. But, how can I say it? Sometimes, I think it's not so healthy actually, because, as you mentioned, as Jamie mentioned, sometimes, jealousy cause physical danger, like you mentioned. Also, I think mental danger as well, because we read the article about what is behind the jealousy the other day in this class, and also mentioned about behind the jealousy, too much jealousy especially, and kind of the person's inferior complex or lack of confidence, also insecure feeling existed. So if it is, so that's why it's for such people it's very difficult to control. But if we cannot control that emotion, but strong emotion, it could damage others, also ourselves as well. So it's a natural feeling, but maybe it causes such unhealthy effect to our life or our mind or our body. That's it.
Okay. Next, anyone else? Rashid?
Guys, I posted the picture into the chat. It's about success, and maybe it's more about envy, right? And we feel envy when we don't understand how much effort someone put into his or her success. With jealousy, I think the most important lessons we can take is the hardest one is to accept destiny, because maybe someone just don't want to be with us. Someone doesn't want to be with us, right? And the next lesson that we should respect other people's choice, right? And the third lesson, maybe it's about how to really master our emotions and how can we trust people, right? Who surrounds us. What do you think? What kind of lessons can we take from jealousy?
Try to suppress your emotions.
Any other ideas?
Can I interrupt?
Yes, of course.
Yes. Yeah.
Sometimes we can control emotions like jealousies or anger, but sometimes we see small child, they have a sense of emotions like jealousy and anger, but they can't control because they are not immature.
They're immature. They're immature.
Immature, yes. So how do they control it?
it's hard. They can't. I mean, they haven't.
One way of
Hey, go ahead, Eric.
One way of controlling emotion, if it is possible, keep distance from that person who you maybe for example you are jealous, if you can. So talk, don't listen to the maybe such things. So keep distance, physically and mentally. But sometimes we cannot. For example, in the workplace or in some school. So in that case, we need to search for something else to control our emotion.
I was just going to ask you, Ricky, what if it's your partner or your spouse? Then what?
Sorry, what did you say?
What if it was your partner?
Sometimes, yeah. Okay, go ahead.
What if it was your partner or your spouse? Your girlfriend, your boyfriend, or your spouse?
It's a hypothetical situation, so I would do the same thing if I explained if it's possible. Keep distance.
Yeah.
Until I can become calm down.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else?
Okay. One point, Jamie. I want to answer. I just got back. I want to answer Mila's question she asked earlier. She asked a question about what lessons can we learn. I think that was a question, Mila, you asked, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I thought about this. One really important lesson, and again from a life experience standpoint, is the feeling of security with others. Meaning that do we feel secure in a relationship with others starts with feeling a sense of security within ourselves. We can never feel secure in a relationship if we don't first feel secure with ourselves. Because everything starts with you. Remember, jealousy is not thinking about what others have. Thinking is about something that you're going to lose, okay? Or that you've lost, okay? So you have to start with yourself before you can even consider or think about another person. So when you are in a situation and you feel a sense of jealousy, you really need to kind of evaluate yourself, do a self-evaluation, and think about why you have those feelings. Again, it doesn't mean that it's not normal to sometimes feel jealous, because it is normal. But we have to understand, particularly if we're feeling, what I would term the word that was used earlier, or the adjective excessive jealousy, which can be dangerous. Okay, so I think that's definitely one lesson we can learn from it. Another lesson we can learn from it is that sometimes we need to learn to appreciate, what we have. Because, and this is also related to envy, so it's both, it's jealousy and envy. So, when we don't have a sense of appreciation for somebody in our life, and they see that, there's something that somebody brought up earlier, I forget who said it, somebody said it, they talked about the idea that, Johnny brought it up. He said that, if we're in a relationship with somebody, and we think that person doesn't care about, and as an example, if you're in a relationship with somebody and that person is hanging out with their friends a lot, or maybe has a close friendship with somebody of the opposite sex or something like that, and you don't show that you're concerned about that, okay, that you don't show some level of jealousy, that person might think you don't care. We have to be careful about that though, because then it can become a dangerous game. Okay. I think, okay?
Yes.
Where that we start competing with each other for attention. How much is enough? How much is enough? If I'm in a romantic relationship with somebody, and she has a close friend that's a guy, okay, and I don't Does that mean I don't care about my relationship with her? No, I don't think it does. So we have to be careful about that, because it could turn into like, we get some people in our lives that maybe they have to feel that they have to prove to somebody, I want you to prove that you love me. I want you to prove this. Well, I don't think you should have to prove that. I think you show it, you demonstrate it, but you don't have to prove it. There's a difference. Okay?
Yeah. I think, kind of such kind of relationship, human mind has logical part and irrational part too. So we cannot explain everything. You cannot prove everything. So maybe we can feel that. I think we can feel love, or yeah. Also, such attitude, I think, is important, probably.
Yeah, I think we have to, when you're in a, this is my opinion again, when you're in a relationship where you feel you're constantly having to prove your, how do I say, your loyalty, your love, your commitment, when you feel you have to prove that, I think, you're operating in a relationship that maybe is not so healthy. Because, a healthy relationship is not one that you have to feel like every day when you wake up, I have to prove to this person. No, I don't think that's healthy. I think you show that person, you demonstrate that person, but it's not about having to prove. To me, when you talk about prove, that's when you're going to go into court in front of a judge, and because you've done something wrong. Okay, right?
So it's pressure on that part, that person to sometimes too much, because prove, show something, maybe. Also, the person require the proof, but too much, maybe feeling insecure, I guess. Since you feel insecure, because without proof, maybe that person is getting more insecure, probably.
Yeah, well, and that's the point. You have to think about, again, defining a healthy relationship. What is that? And most people would make the argument that a healthy relationship is one that people are together, not because they have to be together, not because they are codependent, meaning that they feel like they're lost if they're not with the other person. They have no sense of self-identity. That's not a healthy relationship. A healthy relationship is one that you want to be with somebody. They want to be with you. You have enough things that you share in common in terms of values, interests, etc., that you are going to work towards something together and still allow yourselves to have your individuality. Okay, so we have to think about those things because they all relate to this topic, right? Again, how, because every relationship in the world has some level of jealousy in it. Okay, I think that's just because it's a natural human reaction. And what you guys were saying earlier is really important. It's how do you manage it so it doesn't become to the point where it drives people apart. Okay, that's the point. Okay, so anyway, so I think, Mila, for your question, those are two lessons I could think about off the top of my head. But I think you wanted to know so for the other people, what other lessons do you think we can learn from it? You guys, what else? So, how about you? Did you speak? Maddie, Pritam, Flory, what do you guys, Alireza, what do you guys think we can learn? Hali, what do you think we can learn from jealousy? Or can we learn? Maybe we can.
Yes. Only one thing, I think.
Okay, go ahead.
Jealousy is natural. It comes, but we need to learn how we control it.
Okay, so it's something that is natural. So it's not something.
Yes.
Okay, so we just need to learn how.
Can it be? It is my question to you. Can it be environment created?
Can it be created due to your environment?
Yeah, like the people you have, the society you have?
Well, I think perhaps it can. So let's think about children. Let's think about okay, so here's a good example. Let's think about a parent, and a parent has three children, and they're three different ages, right? One is the oldest, one's the youngest, right? So if that parent shows equal attention to those children, they will probably things will be okay, all right? But if that parent is spending more time with one child, maybe dedicating more time with one child, okay, those other children, right, may develop a sense of jealousy because they feel they they don't have that same level of it, of attention, right, from the parent, right? So they may become jealous of their siblings, right? Right? Because
Right.
they feel something's being taken from them, which is like it may be their mother's attention. If the mother's spending all the time with one child or spending time with two children, and the third child doesn't get to spend that much time with their parent, with their mother, okay, that child may develop a sense of jealousy because he or she may feel that something is being taken from them. In other words, they don't have that same time with the person that's closest to them, right?
Sometimes, I've already mentioned, as we've seen in schools, a child, can make a big crime, like they can kill another students in school. So how would we control it?
Well, if you're talking about children committing, well, I think that's a little bit different. I think some,
Yes,
yeah, I think that's a
they
little bit
get
different.
jealous. Yeah.
Well, we remember, again, this is, we have to make sure and differentiate between jealousy and envy. If a child, okay, so let me give you an example. Let's say you're a teenager, and and one of your friends is always coming to school with really nice clothes. Okay, their parents take them shopping all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe they have a nice watch or something. Okay, remember that's envy. Okay, that's envy. Okay, you are envious of that person because they have something you don't. Okay, jealousy
If
is feeling
another student, let me say, another student get high high marks, so then it is not envy.
Well, if another no, that is envy. If another kid gets high marks and you are envious of that person because they have high marks and you don't. Okay. Okay. Now, if you have, let's say you have a close friend at school, okay, and that friend is close to you, okay, you have a relationship with that friend, and somebody else shows up in your school, and now your friend becomes best friends with this other person, okay, and they're hanging out with this other person. Now that's jealousy, okay, because you had a relationship with this person, they were part of you, and now the person's been taken away from you, okay. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So that's the difference again between envy. If somebody else gets high marks and you don't, you're not jealous of them. You're envious of them because you never had those high marks. Okay, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So and it's really important to understand that. Both if to excess can be harmful. In moderation, they're probably not that bad. If you are envious because someone got high marks, maybe you think, oh, maybe I need to study more because I want to get higher marks than him or her. Okay, so it can actually be a catalyst for progress. But where you are envious and you say, okay, I'm gonna wait until their school's over. I'm gonna go beat that person up. I'm gonna go take their watch and nice clothes. Now, obviously, that's gone too extreme, right? Right? Or so we have to think in terms, all pretty much most things in life, if in moderation, are not bad because they could be a learning experience. They could teach us something, okay? It's when things go to excess where we take extreme measures against somebody or something or for something. That's when it gets a little bit harmful. We have to remember that. So again, it goes back to how we define a healthy relationship. and all of us are different. But something you said, yeah, the environment does that's why if you are a teacher and you teach young children, or if you are a parent and you're raising children, it's important to show some level of equality, if you will, to the children, to give each of them the attention, because otherwise it does create some of these problems, right? When you have a group of young children in a classroom, and one of those children is not getting any attention, they sit in the back of the room, they're not engaged in what's going on, that can create problems later on, psychological problems, social problems, right?
Yeah.
So it is important, particularly with young people, with children, or with my nephews. I have 3 nephews, okay, and I try to show them all the same attention, okay. I don't treat anyone differently, even when they were really, really young, when they were 3, 4, 5, 6 years old. I treat them all the same, because I think it's important to teach our children, our young people, that everybody is important. Not just some people are important. Everybody's important. So
some family members do that, like here in my country sometimes happen. Parents guide, like they own son, you have to get more marks than the neighbor's sons.
Well, yeah. Well, again, we can use some of these things as a tool, a motivational tool to motivate people. If you have a son and daughter, and your son is getting higher marks, or your daughter's getting higher marks, you can say, hey, look at these great marks. You have to be careful though, because again, not everyone's exactly the same. Okay, and I don't think it's fair to be able to say that just because one child gets high marks. One child might be really good at math. The other child might be really good in art. Okay, so you can't. People are not exactly the same. So you have to look at everyone as an individual. And treat them accordingly. Right.
Yeah.
That's important. So how about anybody else? Anybody else have a question for or answer for what Mila said? What lessons can we learn? Anybody else?
I think we can learn ourselves. We can by in every emotion actually. Not only jealous, but also every emotion we have. Also, it's the opportunity of how we feel, how we treat that emotion, deal with that emotion. We can every emotion has a message.
Yes, even it may be hilarious. Yeah.
Okay. So we can learn something from everything, and
and from each other.
Yeah, and that's why it's so important. Sometimes you guys have heard me say this many times, and I'm always going to say it. Sometimes it's more important. It's more important to listen than it is to speak, right? Because we can learn so much by hearing from others. Because again, each of us has a different life experience.
Yeah.
So the question was about right, Mila? The question was about the lesson from today's session, or in general, Mila? In general, I think in general. Yeah. So how about Soso? You want to say something about it?
Yeah, about the lesson, because I have spoke before.
Okay.
Yeah. To be honest, from today's session, I think that the person who never jealous, he never cares. The lesson that I know. And proving love or doesn't prove, it's just a reaction, it's not proof. What we need is a reaction. If someone doesn't have any reaction about things and claim that he still care, I don't believe that he's really, really care. I don't know. I don't know, because people nowadays are trying to give give reasons. I don't need to prove. I don't need to do. I don't need to say. I don't need to do anything. I do what I want. I choose to be with you. So I think these new concepts are really, really tricky. It just make the man or the woman stay away from each other, I think. So I don't know.
Okay.
This is my point of view. Yeah.
Well, no, and that's interesting. So because I think that I would agree with you from my perspective that even though again, to me, I would say that it shouldn't be about proving, but we need to demonstrate to somebody, or we need to show some kind of action, or to show our affection for somebody.
Yeah.
Okay, that's important. Okay, because we can't. A relationship where people don't demonstrate their feelings towards each other or show some action, it's not going to be a developing relationship. It's going to die. It will. Okay. Because people need to feel some sense of reassurance. We have something we call reaffirm. Okay. So reaffirming is, to let you know that, yes, I do love you. I do care about you. These kind of things. Right. So when we reaffirm, those feelings, it is important in a relationship. Maybe that's why on your anniversary of somebody being together, you reaffirm your commitment by taking them out to a nice dinner. But it doesn't have to be that. It could be, on the weekend, you decide, I want to take you out to go watch a concert or something, or whatever. So you're showing through your actions, you're reaffirming, okay, that this person is important to you and that they are a part of your life.
Yeah.
Okay. Right?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah. It's not proving, but it just show that you are. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
You are important. Yeah.
Yep. I agree. I mean, if you look at relationships that don't work out for whatever reason, often there's many times or many situations or factors that impact a relationship, but often it's because people feel they have lost something. Okay. And you know what? And sometimes it is what it is. In other words, okay, it happens. Okay. So we have to, I look at two extremes. I brought up to you guys the other day that my grandparents, they were married for 70 years. Okay. A long time. Okay. They came from, they were very traditional, okay? Very religious, okay? They were very traditional, very religious, okay? And they were married for 70 years, okay? I look at that as one end of the spectrum, okay? Then I look at maybe more modern, not in every case, but in some cases, more modern relationships where people might be with 3 or 4 or 5 different people. Okay. And I think somewhere in the middle is probably the right answer, because we would like to think that we're going to be with somebody the rest of our lives. But that's not reality. It doesn't always happen that way. Things happen, right? Okay. And we have to be willing to accept that. Okay. But at the same time, we shouldn't treat relationships as disposable or throwaway. Like, okay, I'm just going to be in a relationship because I need to be able to say that I'm in a relationship. No, that's not the reason you're in a relationship, right? You don't get in a relationship so you can tell your friends I'm in a relationship. That's not the right reason to be involved with somebody, right?
Right.
Yeah, and about if you are always assuring and reassure other partner that you are important, the other partner will never feel insecure, or maybe because when we are in a relationship, we need one another. I assure you, you assure me, and after that, I don't think that it's like you build a wall between you and other people, so no one can climb to and come to you. You will bounce back, because you are secure, both of you are secure. But when you receive nothing, when you do nothing, you start suspect, and you say, we're not jealous, but it's just you are questioning what happened. And maybe there's something else. So it's not jealousy, but questioning, and both should build that wall. And sometimes we women like to make the other partner jealous, to just like a hint. If you are caring, it's just an alarm, like bing bing. If you show something, that's okay. Then you're good. If you don't show nothing, so okay. Need to talk about these.
Okay.
What
Yeah.
happened? Yeah. It's like
I
a
don't
single.
agree. So
What's that, Mila?
I don't agree. It seems to me if a woman does care about her partner feelings, she'll never plays with his heart. How to make someone feels jealous just to prove that or prove or show his love? It's unfair.
Oh.
Do you know? Do you really know?
Maybe you don't do it, but others do.
Do you know
Others
some
do.
women do that? But
Yeah, absolutely.
really provoke jealousy? Oh,
It's fun. It's fun. Try it, Mira. It's fun.
I don't know. I don't know any. Okay.
You wear certain clothes and you speak certain things, and you see the other reaction.
Oh my gosh! So you're dangerous. Okay, you're dangerous. Go ahead,
And
Hiroki.
teach Mira.
Right?
Go ahead, Hiroki. Huh?
Yeah. I think what Soso said is interesting. This I realize, if someone says show the proof, the hidden message of that person is doubtful about that partner. So naturally, maybe like a wall is accumulating the action. That kind of, maybe sometimes it's okay, but if it is too much, something like maybe such kind of feeling of distract will be established like a wall.
Okay, so you're saying. Let me paraphrase. So you're saying that you believe that if a person does that too much, or it obviously is not healthy, because it can basically, they're not secure. I guess, Hiroki, does that mean that they're not secure about the relationship, that they feel that they have to do this? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, the message, hidden message of, show the proof, saying show the proof of love. That person, hidden message of that, maybe that person is doubtful about.
Okay, right. So that they're not feeling secure about. Well, and this is interesting. Maybe this is different. I don't know. I don't think guys do that. I don't think
we're not very good at showing emotions. I don't think.
No, it's not the emotion. No. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, Jamie, I'm saying that Soso indicated, for example, maybe a woman. Hang on a second, Rashid. Maybe a woman will do something to attract another guy's attention in order to make her husband or boyfriend or whoever he is a little bit jealous. Okay. I don't think guys do that very often.
Sometimes.
I don't think they do that very often. I don't know of guys that would go, I don't think, maybe, I don't know, maybe you guys disagree with me, that maybe that's more of a female thing. I don't know. I don't know, maybe it is. I don't know.
So actually, it happens to both genders.
So, guys, you think that women are so cruel, right? To make guys feel pain because they want to be more happy. More happy, right? Really? So cruel? Okay.
I think Rashid, you want to say something, Rashid? Go ahead.
Yes, I like to say about it. Really, suppose I am married. I got married in 2002, and after my kids were born, I've been noticing that my wife spends more time with them than me, and even she stays with them at night. And I'm not sure whether it is ethically right or not, but I uncontrollably feel a bit jealousy with them. That
jealous.
And sometimes I complain her that you spend huge time with them than me. So, what do you think about it? To finally, I'd like to say that my wife is for a family background. She's not from rich family, and I also am not so much rich family. So I'm married. I stay with her for my own security, and because I know that if we got separated, it will be very much difficult for me to get married because it involves huge amount of money and many things are related with it. And she also cannot leave me because she also thinks that it is very much will create problem for her security. I mean, we both for both of our interests, we are still hang on with each other. But I feel jealousy that she spends more time with them. So my question is to Richard. So what do you think about it? Is it available in your culture or in other society? Feeling jealousy with the kids.
Yeah. So let me answer your question. It's very natural. It's very natural for, I think family units to feel jealousy within the family. That's very natural. A husband or wife may feel that their spouse spends too much time with their children and not enough time with them. That's very, very natural, I think. And yeah, I don't think there's, but I think that you brought up something that's important, Rashid. You said that, for you and your wife now, you guys are somewhat, and if I say this wrong, please tell me, but you guys are also together because you feel that in order to economically, it's important for you guys to be together. Is that true?
Sorry, in order to economically?
No, I'm saying that you were saying that, it's important for you and your wife to be together from an economic situation standpoint, right?
Yeah, exactly. Right. Okay. Exactly.
Okay.
I feel that we don't have so much attachment with each other, but for our own interest. She thinks if she leaves me, she will not be, it's not possible for her to stay with her parents because her parents are also very poor. And I also think that if I divorce her, it will not be easy for me to find a bride for me because it involves huge amount of money. And many types of questions may be raised. Why did you divorce your wife? What's the reason? And I think that in our society it is treated as very negative way, and people may think that most probably you have some problems. Your behavior is not good. That's why your wife left you or you left. So any good woman, honest woman, and a nice, good woman will not agree to marry me if she knows about that story. And that's why we are forced to stay with each other, although we don't have so much attachment. It's my own judgment, That's why I...
Okay. Well. First of all, thank you for being honest. Okay.
Nothing is pushing you, Rashid.
Well, yeah. So thank you for being honest, and what you bring up, I think, is there's okay. How do I say this? Okay. There's nobody should ever judge anybody else's relationship. We have to be really careful about that, because to me, I'm not you, and you're not me, and you're not Jamie, or you're not Mila, or your wife. Okay, so each of us is in our own relationship, or not in a relationship. So it's not fair to judge anybody else. I would say that I think many parts of the world, there are people that get married and stay married for convenience. It's convenient, okay, whether for economic reasons or other reasons, right? And that's just reality, okay? That's not. I think most people would like to be in a relationship where there is true emotion and you're together because you love each other, not because of economic reasons. I think most people would prefer that, but that's not reality. Some people are together because of the economic, dependence they have on each other. Okay.
Exactly, that's the thing.
So,
but in United States, I heard that most of the couple dissolve their marriage because they cannot adjust with each other. But unfortunately, that sort of culture is not available in our society. But I sometimes envy of your culture that it is, I think, it is better culture than ours. That if you don't like your partner to stay with, you will have freedom to leave her. But in our society, it is not allowed. So in that sense, I'm an unlucky person here.
well, I wouldn't say that one is better than the other. I don't like to use those kind of words. I would say they're different. They're different. I don't say one's better, one's worse, because it's not for anyone, at least for me to judge that. Okay, you can say that if you want, but it's not for me to judge that. They're different. I think that we do have some situations where I mean, of course, you all know I'm divorced, okay, and I got divorced because for different reasons, but it worked out the best, I think, okay, and so yeah, everyone is different. It's not for any of us to judge anybody else on that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I understand your logic. Yeah.
Okay, so I think So wanted to add something.
Yeah. I'd like to say something to Rashid.
Uh-huh.
And don't you ever think that if you will marry another woman, and she will have the same kids, she will take care of you? Because once we have kids, our first priority as a woman, we take care of the kids first. We don't forget you, but you have to understand that kids are more important. Not more important than you, but are the most important, because it's like your job. Our motherhood is something that no one can take us from us. And you, for example, for the man, your job, you love your job more than your wife. Sometimes you work and work and work, but sometimes you don't have time for your wife. For example, I'm not talking about you, I'm just giving examples. But for the women, kids are more important. Just understand that from another woman's standpoint. The second point is, if you lost interest, it's not because the culture and you stay together. Because love, it's not just emotion. You have to provoke that emotion. Why don't you start to initiate, do something for her, make her feel like that love comes again, or maybe you renew that love, or maybe because actions that we give will provoke some emotions that we have, and you will fall in love with her again. Just work on your relationship. It's not just you leave because of the culture, or maybe because of the money, or no. You have your wife, and that's all. And you have to work on it. And just start with gift. Gift her. Say, thank you for being here. Thank you for taking care of my kids. Thank you for being loyal to me. Because when we hear some stories that women are not loyal to their husband. So be thankful for her time with you. So don't think that when you leave her, when you go to another woman, you will feel more important. Imagine that when you go to another, you will feel worse.
So I understand. How can you do that? Sometimes she says that for the sake of my children's interest, I'm living with you. Otherwise, I would not stay with you. Just for the interest of my children. And when she makes that sort of comment, it really, it really annoys me. It really makes me angry, and then it's sort of feelings grow in my mind that she doesn't love me. She only loves my children, but she doesn't love me. That sort of for this reason, sometimes negative, bad impact creates in my mind.
Yeah. Don't take that comments like this and in a personal way. Your kids or you, imagine one person love you or love the kids comes from you. So imagine it's the same source. So we can't love the fruit without loving the tree. So just put in mind that, yeah. So just ignore the comments and live your life.
Yeah, thank you very much for your counseling.
I think you have someone that are making you tied up. Maybe your children.
Well, let me, Rashad, okay, so you said when she says this to you, you said that this is what you think to yourself. Have you ever told her what you think?
Yeah, I try to tell her, but she, she sometimes listens to me and sometimes she doesn't make any comment, but she listens.
Okay.
And but I keep on trying to make her understand that I really feel her.
Okay.
But she sometimes tell me that you feel her when you need to stay with me. For your biological need, you feel me. But I think it's not true. It is a personal judgment. But I'm still trying to, trying to cement relationship. Is it right a word, Richard?
Salvage the relationship. Yeah.
Okay. Salvage relationship with her. Because I think that for ourselves and for our children, we should have a good understanding between us,
Well, I just want to ask a question. Do you help her to bring your children up in good way? You are sharing her that one, or you just leave her, she's the one who will care about the children, she will bring them up? This is her interest. So everyone has a key. Her key is the children. So why you didn't tell her, we have to take our children, we will spend time as a happy family? Why you didn't like to show her that you care about the children too? Maybe she feel that one, she want her only. I don't know. This is the one I feel.
All time I try to apply new form of tactics to keep our healthy relationship healthy, and day by day I try to invent new tactics too, and that's why I shared this matter with you, with the group. I'm sorry, I wouldn't raise this matter if it was outside the topic. For this topic, relevantly, I could not. I raised this topic in this group, but because I wanted to invent new techniques. But I think discussing with you, some sort of new ideas grow in my mind right now, and so I think it is possible for me to apply.
Okay. Well,
thank you, Richard. And sorry to disturb. I took a long time.
No. It's fine. Again, we have to remember, and everyone, nobody should ever judge anybody else's relationship, because it's their relationship, and it's up to them how they want to, work in that relationship. I think, but there are certain. Jamie, can you mute your mic, please?
Sure, sorry.
Okay, so there are certain things that we can do, of course, to, I believe, to improve the relationship with people we're in, and that is to reaffirm. I'll use that word again. Let me type it.
Reaffirm.
Reaffirm.
Yeah, got it.
Okay. Our feelings, why they're important to us. you know, and often, yeah, and sometimes people make hard choices that they
and
can't
that's
stay.
why.
Well, okay, let me finish, please. So, you know, sometimes we make hard choices because we think it's in the best interest of all parties involved. Even when you have children, you know, sometimes you make hard choices because you feel that it's in the best interest for everybody, including the children. Okay, so hang on, my daughter's calling me. I'll be right back. Hang on a second. I'll be right back.
No, and that's why in this month I'm going to observe our marriage anniversary. I didn't observe that day beforehand, but for this reason, for the first time, I'm going to celebrate or observe our marriage anniversary on 23rd December.
That's great. Yeah, that's a good tactic. Keep going. And I wish you all the best, Rashid.
So do I, Rashid. It seems to me if you put so many
Yeah, good luck, Rashid.
you will succeed definitely. Because it seems to me any woman just, maybe she needs some time to believe in your love and in your care. And if you repeat constantly some good words and help a lot with children and around the house, it's obvious. And another tactic, if you just try to tell your children how wonderful their mother is, maybe it also could help, because if you just create in their minds the picture of the best mother they have, so maybe she will understand how much you love her and how much you care about your family.
Okay. So who else? So I think that's an important point. I'm sorry, that was my daughter. She wanted to know what time I'm coming over to help her move some things. So when we think about again relationships, each one is different. The reality is some are, you know, some people are together for economic reasons. Okay, some people are together for other reasons, right? You know. So, and it's not for any of us to judge another person for those reasons. That's their relationship. When it comes to children, it does make things a little bit more complicated. Well, not maybe a lot more complicated, because, you know, often people stay together, even if they're not getting along with each other. They stay together because they feel it's in the best interest of their children. I will tell you, somebody that got divorced when his daughter was 6 months old, okay, and took his daughter to live with him. I did it because I felt it was in the best interest of my daughter, because of what I could provide her in terms of a stable environment. Okay, so, you know, each of us makes our own decisions when it comes to relationships. And again, going back to the topic in terms of jealousy, there are no perfect answers. Okay, there isn't one standard answer, because again, we're all unique and we all have things that we think are important. So, you know, I think, you know, we shouldn't have to try and prove things, but we should certainly demonstrate our actions, demonstrate our feelings. You know, saying that, well, she knows I love her. Well, how does she know you love her? Okay, if you don't ever say anything, you don't take actions, how does she know that? Okay, so it is important to reaffirm, my opinion, our feelings for somebody. And, you know, it's like anything else. If you don't take care of it, it will die. Okay, and a relationship is no different than anything else. Okay.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's healthy for it to die. Sometimes, you know, sometimes it's healthy for people to start over again. It's just, everyone's different. You know, you can't say that people are the same, because everyone's different. You know.
Yes, really, we don't have a meter that can measure our relationship.
Right. Okay, so anybody else like to add something? I'm going to wrap up here in a few minutes because I personally have to go to help take care of some things with my daughter. Anybody have any other things they'd like to say?
If you would like to fill me in what the discussion involved into.
Well, Rashid was bringing up his situation, and we were talking around what had happened. Mila had asked the question, what lessons can we learn from the topic that we've been discussing, and we were talking about that, and Rashid had brought up his situation where his personal situation, so we were talking about that a little bit. So we're doing group therapy right now, okay? All right. So that's what it was.
Okay.
Where in his situation, I hope Rashid, you don't mind if I repeat it. Where in his situation, he has children, and he felt that maybe his wife spends more time, or puts his children as a priority higher than him, and so that's what we were talking about.
Okay.
Okay. So, yep, and that's it. And so we were just offering anybody else any more chances to speak about it before we wrap up. Anybody else? Anybody have any magical tips? Magical tips, huh?
Anybody else would like to share her story?
Yeah. I mean, we got very personal with Rashid, and so sure, we can do some complete group therapy, okay? So go back to your childhood, okay? All right. It's interesting because we all come from different cultures, different family environments. Some of us, had parents that were divorced. My parents were divorced when I was a kid. My mom raised us. We all have different. Some parents, their parents didn't divorce. Some people have siblings. Some people don't have siblings. So that's what makes us so fascinating. Is because, again, we all have a unique perspective based upon our unique circumstances, right? But it's good to share. It's good to share because we can sometimes learn from each other when we hear somebody else's story or we hear how they approach something. Maybe not all of it applies to us, but some of it might apply to us. So it is beneficial or productive to have that kind of a discussion. So maybe we can all learn something from that. And again, people all the time, do get married for economic reasons. It happens all the time, and that's their choice. If that's what makes them happy in a relationship, more power to them. Okay, I'm not, that's their choice. Okay, yeah.
Yes, most of the Asian country here, it is very expensive to have marriage functions arranged again. So that's why people don't like to divorce.
And I think that Pritam is again, I don't think most people like divorce. I think most people that go through a divorce know that there's often a lot of pain involved, emotional pain, sometimes financial pain, other kinds of pain. It's hard. It's hard. But I, Rick, am a firm believer that, sometimes it's in the best interest of everybody if we do that. Each person has to make that decision, right? I hear so many times people say, well, we got to stay together for the children. Well, I remember as a kid, before my parents got divorced, I remember hearing them argue with each other, fight with each other. It was miserable. It was horrible. Okay. I was happy when my parents got divorced. I was happy. Okay. Because I knew that they wouldn't be fighting anymore. Okay. So, again, I really believe that, we have to, each of us is different. Each of us has our own experience. And, that's that, So, okay, any more comments? Any last comments? You know, we can learn, you know, we can learn from, you know, life takes us in a direction sometimes that we don't always understand where it's going to take us. We just know that it's taking us, okay? And we can choose to embrace that direction that we're going to go and try to do our best in that direction, or we can fight it, you know? And, but that's life, you know? What are you going to do? Right? Feeling self-pity, feeling self-pity for yourself doesn't solve anything, okay? Feeling sorry for yourself doesn't solve anything, okay?
But Richard, sometimes I cannot understand how do you select the topic very much which are very much related with our lives. I noticed that whatever topics you select for this group every week, I really surprisingly noticed that those topics are very much related with our lives, and really sometimes I think that I should. We should discuss about it, and we should have discussed. Earlier. But thanks to, from my mind, I feel thankful to you that for selecting those topics. Whatever topics you selected, very, very related with our lives. And well, I cannot understand how do you do this sort of thing.
Well, what we do, let me tell you about our process. What we do is each week we get together as a team. We get together as a team and we think about things that are relevant to our ordinary lives. Okay, so each week we do that, and we get together as a team and we discuss them. Then basically we choose something that we think is relevant. And the reason why we put so much emphasis on making sure it's relevant is because we want it to be something that people can relate to. Okay. We want it to be something people that they see in their daily lives, okay, and that they experience. Because if you're going to learn a language, to me, again, it goes back to if you're learning a language, it's much easier to either learn a language or to improve your language skills if it's something that you can relate to, okay?
Yeah, exactly, right.
It's not some abstract, thing that has no relationship to what we all experience. And if you notice the things that we try to pick, not always, but the things we try to pick, they're kind of, how do I say it? They transcend or they go across cultural boundaries, they go across religious boundaries, they go across. So they're things that all of us, regardless of our culture, religion, country of origin, that all of us, in most cases, can relate to, right?
Exactly.
So right. That's basically how we do it.
Yeah.
Yes. So. Someday, one day we will discuss on aliens.
Yeah. Well, and we struggle sometimes. We do struggle. It's not always easy to pick a topic because sometimes we want to have something that is maybe more fun or I don't know how to say it, but less serious. But I think often the serious thing, this is my opinion, often the serious things, whether it be, educational opportunities or gender equality or jealousy or whatever it is, communication, these things, again, they're important. And all of us every day deal with these things in our life. Whether you're Algerian, Russian, whatever your nationality is, okay, or whatever your religion, all of us deal with these things on a regular basis. So this is why not only can we practice our skills, our language skills, but we can learn from each other by talking about these kind of topics. So that's really, kind of the key point behind it, is that it allows us to accomplish two different things, okay, or a couple different things, okay. Okay, any more final comments? I got about 5 minutes before I have to go. Again, it doesn't, just because I leave.
Be happy, everyone.
Don't worry, be happy?
Yes, be happy, everyone.
Yeah, sure. Yes, well, we will join you, yeah. And on the time when we will be discussing alien story, everyone would be telling on their fabricated story.
Well,
not
again,
everyone though.
What's that?
Not everyone though.
Not everyone, though. What?
Will feel foreign to the idea.
Huh? Say that one more time, Johnny.
I, for one, love to discuss about aliens.
Okay, we will have one day discussion.
Well, we talked about
Oh,
aliens.
yeah, we already had it. Yeah. We had it.
Yes, I was watching.
You missed it.
I was watching some show on TV. It was like, okay, this Area 51, and I've been to Area 51. I've been around that area. Okay, and all I know is that there's things in this world again that maybe we're not aware of. That's fine, but I know that every day people feel jealous, or people do this, or people do that. So, but we want to, again, we want to have a diversity of things we talk about. And as I mentioned, we get together every Monday or Sunday now, we get together and we talk about the topic we're going to pick. And if people have any ideas or have recommendations, please feel free to give us your input. If you guys have something you want to talk about specifically, let us know. We're happy to take anything under consideration. So please feel free if you want to give us some ideas about things. We've been doing this for many years now. We've gone through a lot of topics, okay? All right? So,
yeah.
So
running out of ideas.
So please feel free to give us your input if you have something. Okay? Alrighty?
Yeah.
Okay, I've got to get going, but thank you. Thank you so much for participating and joining with us, okay? And hope everybody has a good evening. And again, like always, take care of yourselves. Be safe, okay?
Be safe, be happy.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.